if you can't tell, I've moved a lot of things around in my workshop space, and I asked my Discord channel if you guys wanted to see some behind the scenes stuff, so I thought today would be a good opportunity to show off my entire workshop area. I'm hoping to have another video soon that shows the design process. However, design takes time, and I'm currently working on the design and filming at the same time, and that can take multiple days. I won't have that video ready for another couple weeks, so in the meantime, let's do a little tour, shall we? Let's just start with the packing station, because that's a whole new thing now. So right here I have all of my different packing materials, and then I have more packing materials in these bins under the stairs. This is also just like my miscellaneous storage. I have no idea what I'm doing with this. Just put it somewhere for now area. But we have all of my different packing supplies mostly here. And then I just bought this really cool table, and I'll time lapse me taking it out and showing how I use it and stuff. But it's on wheels, so you can slide it out of the way. And then these are all of the product, minus t-shirts. If you didn't know that I sell t-shirts, I do. And the t-shirt you saw in the intro is actually for sale, but my t-shirts are actually print on demand. Someone else prints the design on a t-shirt for me and then ships it to you, and I don't ever really see the t-shirts themselves unless I order them for myself, which I have because I love them. This is all of my different stuff. So up here are miscellaneous. So this is misprinted stuff. These are 9 discs because when I first started making journals, they were actually made with 9 discs, and I had to fiddle with my punches to make it so it was a standard 8 without making excess punch holes. I keep some refills on hand. This binder is full of covers, and then we have all of the players' journals are in these green bins, and then these bins are all the DM journals, and yeah, obviously these are empty because I literally cannot keep the regular Dungeon Master's Guide in stock. I even made 3 other journals to kind of balance it out so that people can buy exactly what they want and not just have the full thing if they wanted. If you wanted to do just encounters, there you go. If you wanted to track lore, there you go. If you wanted to just do the session notes, there you go. And yet still this one sells out a lot, which is still amazing to me to this day. Obviously I'm working down here. You'll see my pile of paper that I finally cut that I need to cut and make into journals. But then we have all of our page packs down here. We've got discs, and I just added a bunch more discs. I used to have 2 shelves. That's why I had to move things around. I had to add this shelf, and then you have my washi tape down here. Side note, this table is super cool, but I actually had to break it because some of the holes didn't line up. So if you look down here, I actually just bent this because the holes wouldn't line up at all. I put all my different shipping things in here. So I got my tape. I got whenever I ship internationally, you have to put the customs forms on the bag. So that's what those are for. On the other, let's not hit myself. On the other side, I have scissors. I have the stickers and all the little freebies and stuff that I put in orders. Eventually something else is coming instead of freebie stickers, which is exciting. Totally recommend this table because obviously I'm in a little tiny workshop and I can just fold this up and stick it against here, and I still have room to move around, and I have a clean workspace to pack orders every single day. Whereas before, right now I have a whole bunch of journals that need to be cut. If I want to pack orders, I'd have to move all of that stuff out of the way. Now I don't have to worry about it, and it's so much nicer. Not to ruin the magic, but here is my recording chair. I also have a music stand here because I practice violin. I'm not good at it, don't ask me to play. And I keep all of my D&D books down here, and I also have this giant box of scrap paper that is going to be turned into a journal if I'm ever allowed to make something that isn't players' notebooks. So we'll see if that ever happens, but it's there waiting for me. This little black table is my in and out box. So my in box and my out box. You see this empty paper bin? This is where I stick orders that need to go out. Right now I just took them because I take orders out twice a week, and they don't normally sit in that box for very long because I package them and then take them to the box as soon as I can. The rest of this stuff is stuff I need to worry about. Like these 2 packages just came today. So this is ink for my printer and this is cardstock. This is a box of samples. I have those sample discs from before I ended up purchasing a bunch and adding them online. I've got some journals in here that are for another secret project. I have a bag that I made, but you can't really look at it. In this pile of stuff, I have even more samples. So next we're going to talk about this space, and this is the workbench. So you can see right here we have my giant paper cutter. I hate it and I would never recommend it to anybody. So my cutting mats down here. I have my silhouette sticky pads, which we'll talk about, my silhouette markers, my pens, my different cutting blades, etc. Foil, so this one is just for foil. This one here is all like the Cricut stuff. So let's pause a second and just talk about foiler. I have a mink foiler, and then I actually use this foil, which is not like a crazy expensive brand or anything. Gives me the most bang for my buck. I order it on Amazon. I'll put a link to this in the description if you want. But this is the best foil I've found. The Mink brand makes their own type of foil. Their type of foil just doesn't hold up on everything. This I've found sticks really well. You just run it through and it's done. I finally got my paper order this week, so I'm in the middle of actually cutting my pages so that I can punch them and make journals. This right here actually holds a cell phone, and I use it to take pictures of my listings. I have my iPad here, which I use to, draw on, which is why I have the Apple Pen. I've designed with it. Underneath the workbench, I have a bunch of my tools. I also have these tools over here. I set that up over there when I first started. I have obviously since moved my workshop around. I don't have the tools to take that down, and I'm not going to, so it's going to stay the way it is. To the right is my silhouette station. Underneath the silhouettes are these shelves. This is actually all the stuff to make your own dice, but I've never done it. I have extra blades for my paper cutter. I have gloves for when I change the ink, because if you get that stuff on your hands, it never comes off. Extra punches. This one is pretty much a parts punch. This is my arc punch, and then I have the cords for the silhouette machines. And before you ask, where's the outlet? The outlet's actually in the ceiling right here, which is awkward. Also, you'll notice though that I painted all of the rafters and the ducts down here white. That's because I didn't want to work in the basement if it was really dark. Also, the ceilings are pretty low. So my husband is pretty tall and he can't move his office down here. So we had to kind of make choices, and I was like, well, I don't mind the basement if we, 1, spray for the spiders, which we do on a regular basis, thank God, and 2, if I can paint it a little bit brighter. So I actually painted all the rafters, and the wires and everything is just white. I used a spray painter. It took weeks because these are also, they were chocolate brown, but at least it's brighter, and that's all I care about. I also painted the floor, so gray. So you may be wondering why I have 2 silhouettes. That's because I cut a lot of stickers, the tab stickers, and they take a long time, about 3 minutes, which might not seem like a long time in the scheme of things, but when you're printing 40 of them, so 40 times 3, that's 120 minutes. Already right there to restock a sticker, it takes me 2 hours to do. So I got 2 silhouette machines. I also switched from Cricut to Silhouette. This was because I was having a lot of trouble with my Cricut. It just wouldn't stay connected, and there was just a lot of things I didn't like about the Cricut software. I'm not saying that they're bad, because I still recommend them for anybody who's not doing this in a business sense. The Cricut is very good for people who want their hand held through the entire process. The Silhouette machine does not hold your hand. It is way more complicated, but if you're like me and you're used to Adobe and you're used to having all of these options and being able to customize everything down to the very, that was Discord, down to the very last detail, a Silhouette machine and their software is the way to go. This is a recent thing. It was in the middle of the holiday rush, which really sucked. I was using my Cricut machine so much and it would not stay connected, and it would not cut accurately, and that meant that I threw so much away because if the stickers aren't cut correctly, you can't use them, and I'm not going to sell them to you. It was with a heavy heart that I moved away from Cricut, but I think that this is actually working out way better. Also, I have this chair here, which I don't use. This is actually Flint's chair. If I don't have a chair to sit in for my cat, he will sit on the keyboard. Obviously we have my trash can, whatever. And then we have my printing station. This back here is what you guys are used to seeing in my videos. I've moved everything. Underneath is where I pile all my paper. This is an extra printer. It was the original one that I used. Now I'm keeping it in case this bad boy decides to act up, which he does a lot. This one's a very fancy inkjet printer. This is actually covers, discs. Anytime I make a mistake, say I don't punch something correctly, I have extras in this little section, and also my transparency sheets are all in here. You might be wondering why I need two separate printers. So this one right here is a LaserJet. I'm very bad at holding this camera. This bad boy is a LaserJet printer, the one that I use for printing the pages of my journals. And then I also use it to foil the covers. So I actually print the covers on cardstock, which I have this huge tower right here. That's all cardstock. So I end up printing using this, and then foil only adheres to LaserJet ink. This printer here is what I use for stickers, hence the pile of stickers on it. It's actually a pretty fancy printer. It's a Canon Pixma Pro, and I use it for anything that needs to be high quality color printing. Next we have my really crazy looking desk. The camera bag is not normally here. The camera bag belongs down here with all the other camera related supplies. I have this for ergonomics. It helps keep your back straight while you're sitting in your chair. Two different thermal printers. So this one I use to print circles. Now I use those circle stickers on orders. And then this one is for actual labels for orders. Over here is just like miscellaneous stuff like my headphones case and etc. I have a blanket under here because it's freezing in the basement. Things I need to order list. So I write down, you know, what day it is, where I'm ordering from, what I'm ordering, and how much it was, and then I check a little box at the end when I receive it. I also date it just so I know how long it took to get to me. I have all my miscellaneous pens, my headphones rack, my two monitors, because once you use two monitors, you never look back. My cool gaming keyboard that I never use for gaming really because I take my laptop upstairs. I do have a cool mouse pad that has link on it. Just want to add, if you're like running your own shop or looking to start selling things online and you're wondering what you should buy to kind of speed up the process as you start getting bigger, thermal printers are the way to go. You can get labels, thermal labels for free from UPS. Obviously you have to use UPS then. You have to Google how to do this because I don't remember and it's been a while. They send you like 2,000 labels. I haven't had to order labels. There's that, but also thermal printers are really cheap, and the alternative is printing regular pieces of paper and then taping it. In the beginning, you're only doing like 5 or 6 orders. When you start doing 30 orders a week like me, taping it every single time not only is a lot of money in tape, but it also takes a lot of time. First thing you should buy is a thermal printer, and even if you can't find free UPS labels, or if you don't want to use UPS, that's totally up to you. The labels are not that expensive. It saves you time, and if it's saving you time, it's saving you money. So do it. Okay, so the other question is, what's behind the curtain? Well, I put the curtain up because I didn't want to paint the entire basement, and I'll just give you like a 2-second sneak peek. So get ready. Are you prepared? Da-da-da, it's the basement. That's my workshop space, so if you have questions about anything that you saw today, put a comment down below. I'd totally share and make a video about it or tell you how I like something. I am 100% okay sharing anything with you guys. This is not easy. Running a business and being successful at it takes balls, let's be honest. If you're willing to put in as much work as I have, I will tell you all of my secrets. Like, not that there are any. It is already hard enough to find information out there and to figure out how to do use something. If you have a question, put it down there, and I will see you in a couple weeks with another behind the scenes on how I make journals, and whenever I get it done, I'll put a link right here. But for now, there's not going to be anything there unless this is like 3 weeks into the future, and then, you know, time.